So here with my first bad lipo and trying to be responsible and dispose of it the right way. Thought I'd just share the experience. I learned from YouTube, but the guy made a little mistake when he was doing it. I'll teach you how to not do that little mistake he did, but we're all here learning from each other. This is how we grow, evolve. So yeah, on the 6S pack, soft pack, 5,000 milliamp, it used to say 30C there. This is not a fire right here. I just spray painted my car and part of the spray paint got on the battery. So it never caught fire or anything. And that's why you get rid of them when they're like this before they do catch fire and then take down your whole car or something like that. So first thing I noticed, it started getting a little puffy. And it was cool like at first when it was getting puffy and it still would charge normal. But then I started to notice when I'm charging, try to get a close-up, the cells would be hard to balance, and so one cell would be getting over 4.2 and other cells would still be like under 4.0 and all this other stuff, and it was just, you'd have to charge it on a really low amperage and use a balancer a lot to keep them all in balance. And that was like my second red flag. So if it gets puff daddy on you and your cells are like struggling to stay in line with one another when you're balancing and doing everything correct, it's probably time to get rid of it before it goes up in flames. And another thing, some people say when you charge it or if you squeeze it and you smell it, like a chemical kind of smell comes out of it. And so you'll know with those three things, or just if one is bad enough, go ahead and get rid of it. So these are the things you're gonna need: wire cutters, salt water, so just water and salt. You don't have to go too crazy with the salt, there's already some in there. I'll just add a little more. Yeah, maybe stir it up a little. I stirred it up before. So yeah, you don't want to use it like in a pot or something that you normally like would put food in or something. So I'm just throwing away an old jug, and so I'm just gonna, I cut the top off and I'm gonna use that. The rest of this process I am gonna do outside, just for when the, you know, the fumes, the smell, whatever. You probably don't want this in your house. All right, so the main thing is just when you cut these, and I try to save my leads like the other guy does, but when you cut them, you have to cut every wire one at a time, even all of the balance leads, because if you don't, you're gonna get a short. And especially with like a 6S pack, or you know, you can have a lot of sparks. You might shock yourself, something might happen. So one at a time. I try to save as much as my wire as possible. So let's try to get this going. And I just do black first. Now, it doesn't really matter when you're cutting them one at a time, but black, then red, and then same with the balance, black, then all the other ones. And I've never had to replace a balance lead, but I guess sometimes they might get muddy or dirty, damaged. You might one day far down the road wish you did save this. So try to save it. Got a little spark there because my metal was touching the other thing, so just be careful with that, especially with a 6S pack. Something that can really shock you, maybe knock you out or something. So boom, there it is. And then so wire side down just goes into your little solution. Maybe give it a final little stir. And that's that. In 24 hours, the water will have changed color a little bit, kind of have a slightly green tint. You can see the bubbles kind of bubbling up right now. That's how you know it's working. So yeah, 24 hours later, it'll be ready to throw away. They say you can pour this in the street, but it's like, I don't know what's worse, flushing it down the toilet or pouring it in the street. I feel both are bad, but they say it's safe to just throw the battery away afterwards, and you can pour the leftover water in the gutter or something if you wanted to. So either do this or you got to drop it off at like a recycling center or something like that. So yeah. Peace.